ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਗੁਰੂ ਗਰੀਬ ਨਵਾਜ, ਗੁਰੂ ਗਰੀਬ ਨਵਾਜ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਜਪ ਆਦ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ, ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਦੋਹਰਾ। ਸਗਲ ਦਵਾਰ ਕਉ ਛਾੜ ਕੇ ਗਹਿਓ ਤੁਹਾਰੋ ਦਵਾਰ, ਬਾਹੇ ਗਹਿ ਕੀ ਰਾਜ ਅਸ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਦਾਸ ਤੁਹਾਰ। ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਹੁਕਮੀ ਹੋਵਨ ਆਕਾਰ, ਹੁਕਮ ਨਾ ਕਹਿਆ ਜਾਈ। ਹੁਕਮੀ ਹੋਵਨ ਜੀਅ, ਹੁਕਮ ਮਿਲੈ ਵਡਿਆਈ। ਹੁਕਮੀ ਉਤਮ ਨੀਚ, ਹੁਕਮ ਲਿਖ ਦੁਖ ਸੁਖ ਪਾਈਐ। ਇਕ ਨਾ ਹੁਕਮੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੀਸ, ਇਕ ਹੁਕਮੀ ਸਦਾ ਭਵਾਈਐ। ਹੁਕਮੈ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਭ ਕੋ, ਬਾਹਰ ਹੁਕਮ ਨਾ ਕੋਏ। ਨਾਨਕ ਹੁਕਮੈ ਜੇ ਬੁਝੈ, ਤਾ ਹਉਮੈ ਕਹਿ ਨਾ ਕੋਏ। ਹੁਕਮੈ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਭ ਕੋ, ਬਾਹਰ ਹੁਕਮ ਨਾ ਕੋਏ। ਨਾਨਕ ਹੁਕਮੈ ਜੇ ਬੁਝੈ, ਤਾ ਹਉਮੈ ਕਹਿ ਨਾ ਕੋਏ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਾਜੀ ਨਵਾਜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਗੁਰੂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਔਰ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਫਤਿਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਈਏ। ਸਾਰੀ ਹੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਬੁਲੰਦ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਜ ਵੱਜ ਕੇ ਫਤਿਹ ਬੁਲਾਵੋ ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ, ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਹੁਣ ਅੱਧੇ ਘੰਟੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਕਥਾ ਵਿਚਾਰਾ ਇਹ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਹੁਣ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ। So with the blessings of the true Guru, the giver and the taker of this universe, Tan Tan Sahib Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Sache Paatshah Maharaj, the King of all kings, Guru Sahib Ji, in our karam, in our destiny and on our forehead, they have written that at this time in our life we were going to attend their Pavan Pavitra Darbar. Sat Sangat Ji is a hukam, a commandment that we should always try to do our very best in order to come into the Guru Sad Sangat. And especially in the times of also the evening, where we might come by ourselves, collectively with our friends, or even as a family, where we will come and listen to Sri Rahra Sahib, followed by Katha and Kirtan, and then partake in Seva of the Sangat. And Satguru Sache Paatshah countless times in Gurbani says that whether that be at any point in our life, at any time in the day, where we reflect on our history, where we reflect on Sikhi, Dharam, righteousness, and when we talk about Sikhi is not only just Sad Sangat Ji, just a religion or a faith. Sikhi Sad Sangat Ji is a way of life. And when we take part in listening to Katha, or doing Katha, listening to Kirtan, or even reciting those Pavan Pavitra Shabds from Gurbani ourselves, Satguru Sache Paatshah Maharaj says that that time is absolutely priceless. And we should try and utilize this and make use of this great opportunity that we have. Karke Sad Sangat Ji, we do not know whether we will have this time ever again in this Janam. So, with the blessings of Guru Sahib Ji, in the last 2 months, after the Katha of Sri Sukhmani Sahib, we collectively, not as just as Pracharaks, but also alongside the Sad Sangat, we started the Katha of the 52 Hukam, the 52 commandments that Sahib Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, the 10th Master and our father, Guru Kalgitar, has blessed the Khalsa Panth with. And the 6th Hukam that we're on now is Gursikhs Paso Gurbani de arth samjhne, which means he studied the meanings of Gurbani from Learned Gursikhs. Sahib Sangat Ji, not only will we mention this, but if we get time with Guru Sahib's blessings in the last 5 to 10 minutes of the Katha, I'll also make an attempt on also just mentioning and highlighting a Vishesh Dahara which took place last week, which is a massive day in our calendar. On Thursday, Sahib Sangat Ji, the 14th, we celebrated the Sikh New Year, and Guru Sahib Kirpa Kar that we do get time at the end. Das will quickly reflect and mention a few things about the Sikh New Year as well and the importance of it. But the Hukam that we're on today, or the commandment, the 6th one that Guru Gobind Singh Ji has blessed the Khalsa Panth with, is Gursikhs Paso Gurbani de arth samjhne. So, study the meanings of Gurbani from Gursikhs. Not only will we go over the importance of learning Gurbani as in just the understandings or the meanings behind it, we'll also go over Ki Gurbani Santhya, which is learning how to pronounce Gurbani in its correct form. Why is that very important? And there's a very famous and a very important Sakhi behind that from Guru Sahib's times. We'll also learn Ki, why is it important to learn our history and the importance of a Gurdwara being a learning institution. Because that's what also Gurdwara are actually there for, is this is where we should seek our guidance and learn. So our Gurdwara should be like a learning ground, and then whatever we learn from here, we should share that knowledge with the rest of the world. And the importance of learning, and learning from who? Gursikh vidhvana. Why is it important to learn from Gursikhs themselves? So Sahib Sangat Ji, studying the meanings of Gurbani, Guru Sahib says ki Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani, which Bani Amrit Sare. Gurbani kahe sevak jan manna, pratakh Guru nastare. Sache Pacha Maharaj, in just that first pankti, Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani, Maharaj here tells us the same message twice. And Maharaj Sache Pacha says ki the words that we're learning here, they're not just words that have just been made up from the thin air. We've actually been blessed in the language of Gurmukhi. Even this language, Sahib Sangat Ji, of Gurmukhi, we are blessed because that is from the Guru's mouth themselves. Gur means the Guru, Vaheguru. Mukh means the mouth. This is that language that we've been blessed with, which has actually come out of the Guru's mouth themselves. And when they say ki Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani, which Bani Amrit Sare, they are saying here ki the word, the Shabad, is the Guru, and the Guru is also the Shabad. When we bow down to Gurbani, Tan Tan Sahib Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, or even if we see any Shabad, we should do Satkar and Namaskar to that. Why? Because that is our Guru. Another thing as well, and I don't want to go too much off topic, but especially when it comes to wedding seasons, most families will tend to put Gurbani Shabads in printed on the wedding card itself. On Sahib Sangat Ji, having the utmost Satkar, the respect for our Guru, if Sadguru Sache Pacha Maharaj is saying here ki Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani, which Bani Amrit Sare, that means even if we see one akhar of Punjabi, one akhar from the Gurmukhi Shabd, we should see that as also our Guru. Therefore, hath jod ke benti that if we know ki je hale sade biyah hone wale a ya bachya de bhi hone wale a, or even our friends, us as Sikhs, Sahib Sangat Ji, we should do a humble request to everyone ki please do not sharp or print Gurbani Shabads on wedding cards. Kyon? Karke jado we receive that wedding card, sometimes we might have not washed our hands. And if we have the utmost respect for our Guru, then whenever we come into Guru Sahib's Darbar, we should always wash our hands. Whenever we are going to recite Gurbani, to pick up a Gurdwara Sahib, we should wash our hands. That is a sign of Satkar, or Satkar meaning respect. And then with wedding cards as well, after the wedding has taken place, majority of the time what happens, especially in the Punjabi community, is then that card will go into the bin. That Sahib Sangat Ji is equivalent to throwing our Guru in the bin as well. Because that akhar, those shabads, Sahib Sangat Ji, they belong to the Guru. And that is important for us. And not only that, but then Maharaj then goes on to say ki Gurbani kahe sevak jan mane pratakh guru nastare. If the humble servants believe and act according to these words of the Shabad, then Satguru Sache Pacha is inside you as well. Dooji gal eh ki I'm in no way, shape or form to tell anyone who's a Sikh or not. But if we look at our history, one of the commandments is ki a Sikh unna di nishani hai ki je Gurbani da satkar karan. And Maharaj Sache Pacha says ki if an individual doesn't respect Gurbani, uta sada Sikh hi nahi ho sakda. So a lot of things, Sat Sangat Ji, are in black and white. And we must remember, we are the bache, we are the students, we are the devotees of Akal Purkh Waheguru. Therefore, if we have such a great leader, such a great guru, we should understand what our guru is trying to tell us through their message. And it all depends ki sada rashta sade guru de naal ki hai. If we're going to see Guru Granth Sahib Ji as just as text or something which is just printed, then Sat Sangat Ji, that is just where our relationship will stay. But if we see our Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj as the Shabd Guru, but also our Guru, where we can share our dukh and sukh with our Guru, where we do matha tek and we feel that this is Sat, that we believe that this is the truth, and Guru Sahib is our only saviour and guidance, then Sat Sangat Ji, our relationship will be very, very different with our Guru. And our Guru's relationship with us, Sat Sangat Ji, will be completely different as well. So it all depends how we see our Guru as well. Sat Sangat Ji, one thing I would also like to say here is Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj is not a book. Sat Sangat Ji, that is a pap, a sin for us to call Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji a book. Sat Sangat Ji, books are kept on shelves. Guru Granth Sahib Ji is the king of all kings. That is why they sit on a pavan pavitra takht. A takht means a throne. Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj has char sahib. The seva done over them constantly by by their sevadars themselves. They have bishai, they have a canopy on top which is a Chandwal Sahib. So people from far, near and wide can identify who the King of Kings is. And we don't only call our Guru a Raja, we call them Maharaj, which means they are the King of all kings. And how do we do seva of Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji? Sat Sangat Ji is completely different. Books, they are held in our hand, or they are kept on a shelf. But Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, when they go to Sachkhand, we place Satguru Sache Pacha on our seas. We place them on our head, because that's the highest point. And even in this Pavan Pavitra Darbar, whose seat is the highest? It is the Guru's. So that is why we must remember what the importance of this Satkar for Gurbani is. Then and only then, Sat Sangat Ji, we can actually samajh or try to even attempt to understand what Guru Sahib is actually saying in their Shabad. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says ki jaisi main aave khasam ki bani taisra kari gyan ve lalo. Ki Satguru Sache Pacha Maharaj is saying ki when Gurbani was being compiled, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, they're the author themselves, and we believe that Guru Nanak Dev Ji wasn't just a saint, they're not a prophet. We believe Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj was God on earth. And that Shakti, that power and those blessings are now Vrajman, they're inside Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, that same light. And Maharaj is saying ki these words of Gurbani, these Shabads, how we pronounce them, that is how we express them as well. So it's very important here ki how we recite Shabad and Gurbani, and we must relate to this. And all these Shabads, Sat Sangat Ji, they relate to all of us. But it's all about interpretation here as well. Ki how we're going to interpret them. That's where not only is it important to understand, but also when it comes to presenting or doing Katha, Sat Sangat Ji, this is where a Katha Vachak or a teacher this is very important for them, is that they don't start giving out their own interpretations. Because those interpretations are then your personal ones. The interpretations that we should actually give out is Vaheguru's direct message themselves. And we can only do that if we learn of learned parrhnae Gursikhs as well. So why is it important to learn from a Gursikh? Maharaj, Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj, the third Guru, says, Satgur ki jisno mat aava, so Satgur mahe samana. He, one who accepts the wisdom, mat satsang ji hai, knowledge or wisdom, one who accepts this wisdom from the true Guru. And they say that not only is this just knowledge, but these are the true teachings. And that is absorbed satsang ji then into you by the true Guru. The teacher themselves, be it a male or a female, be it at whichever age they are, due to their mata, the wisdom that the Guru has blessed them with, they must wholeheartedly believe that Akal Purkh Vaheguru's message is Sat, and there's nothing higher than this. And there's three forms, Satsang of Vaheguru. One is the Sargun Swarup, which is physical things that we see every single day in life, which is compassion, be it righteousness, be it kima, forgiveness, that we see many examples of. Another form is the Gur Shabad, which is the words of Gurbani and the teachings of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. The third form, Satsang is Nirgun Swarup. That doesn't have a form, but that form is in such kind of asar nirankar that we can only understand then. We must understand those first two Satsang Sargun and Gur Shabad, in order to then understand what Nirgun is. And just the importance, Satsang of learning Gurbani. Now we're going to go quickly to a Sakhi of Dasme Pacha's time. Guru Nanak Dev Ji compiled a Bani known as Dakhni Onkar. And in that a Pankti comes, and this is the time of Dasme Pacha, Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. And the Pankti was Karte ki mit karta jana kya jana gur sura, which means ki only the Creator himself knows the true extent of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. And he alone is the brave Guru. On Satsang Ji, those who learn Punjabi, or are learning Punjabi at the moment, or Gurbani Santhya, will know ki a kya is kakke te do lava, kya. But when we say ke, that's the letter kakka with one la. And that Gursikh that was reciting the Bani, instead of saying karte ki mit karta jana kya jana gursura, he recited ki karte ki mit karta jana ke jana gursura. He completely changed the meaning with just reciting one pankti or one vowel wrong. And our history tells us that when he pronounced this wrong, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj did a hashara to one of his Gursikhs to say, go and slap him. But before that, he gave him another opportunity to pronounce it again. He gave him another opportunity to pronounce it again. Again, that Gursikh recited the Bani wrong. He gave Maharaj Sachipacha gave him another time, another opportunity, another chance to pronounce it. Fir bhi ohi galti banai gaya. And then Maharaj goes, ki go and slap him. And when he received that slap, when he got hit, he asked Guru Sahib a question saying, ki Maharaj, we're just reciting your Bani and you've told another Gursikh to come and hit me, why? And Maharaj Sachipacha said, ki when you keep making these same mistakes over and over again, you are then slapping me. This is the type of satkar that we should have with our Guru. On Satsang Ji at that time, of course, not all of us, we're not going to be born and knowing how to pronounce Gurbani Shabad correctly. We got to learn, right? There's nothing wrong with learning. And of course, we're born, we don't know it all. At that time, the Gursikhs then asked Ki Maharaj, they did a humble benti and a request and a ardas saying Ki Maharaj, we make so many mistakes whilst we recite Gurbani. Please can you teach us how to pronounce Gurbani correctly, in its correct form. And then at Takat Siri Damdama Sahib, in Sabha ki Talwandi, in an area called Bathinda in the south of Punjab, there's a famous Gurdwara there, Ithasic historical Gurdwara called Damdama Sahib, and we should try and make an attempt to at least visit that Guru Ghar at least once in our life. Maharaj Sache Pasha Guru Gobind Singh Ji in 9 months, 9 days, 9 minutes and 9 seconds pronounced the whole of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji in its correct form. They did the full pronunciations of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, and as well as that they also did the Katha. They did the translations and the meanings of what is said in Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. And there were 48 Gursikhs who then listened to that, and after that was completed they were all liberated. They received Mukti, and also they received Anand, a particular type of a bliss. And 2 Gursikhs that were present in that were Shaheed Bhai Mani Singh Ji and also Shaheed Baba Deep Singh Ji, जिन्हों ने 10वें पातशाह दी किरपा दे नाल उत्थों फिर 2 टकसालां चलाईयां, which we know as a sampradhan to this day as the Dandami Taksal, which is a travelling university which still exists to this day, where we can go and we can learn how to pronounce Gurbani in its correct form. And Sat Sangat Ji also our teachers and who we learn from. They, Sat Sangat Ji, also play a huge role in this as well. Is they then become our role models, and also Sat Sangat Ji, learning from a Gursikh, they give us clarity, and they also help us understand the context in the way that Gurbani is being spoken to us. And why is it also important to learn our history or Gurbani from a Gursikh? Karke Sat Sangat Ji, hun je assi gaddi sikhni hove, if we're going to learn how to drive a car, you're going to go to a driving instructor. You're not going to go to a dentist. You're only going to go to a dentist if you're planning to become a dentist yourself, because they are specialists in that particular field. Therefore, Sat Sangat Ji, if we are going to learn about our history or about Gurbani, we must learn from learned specialist Gursikhs as well, who are specialists in that field. And also, especially when it comes to our history as well, Sat Sangat Ji, Ajkal, not only just in Punjab but also across England, there's many ways, there's many individuals now, Sat Sangat Ji, who are trying to make interpretations of our Guru, but they're in the wrong way. On Sat Sangat Ji, when the British went over to Punjab, one of the first things that they said is to conquer Punjab. One of the first things that we must do is take away the Punjabi language. So then it will stop the Punjabis and the Sikhs communicating with one another. Duji gal was, let's take away their identity. Let's take away their case, let's take away their panch kakar, and let's take away their dastara. Therefore there will be no nishani. So if they've got no identity and they've got no language, they will never ever be able to communicate with one another, and they cannot make Sikhi spread. Therefore, Sat Sangat Ji, it's very important that we learn our history from the Sikhs. The Sat Sangat Ji duji gal eh vi hai ki the Sikh story or our sakhiyan can only be told by a Sikh as well, if we are going to learn. Also, Maharaj says here ki there's a difference between hearing something and then listening to it. Hearing something, Sat Sangat Ji, are just sound waves. ठीक है? But listening to something, that means that you've actually taken that into consideration. You're actually listening to it, and then you're going to try and make an attempt to change your life. Maharaj says, ki sun sikhiye saad na ayo, jichar gurmukh sabd na laga. Ki hearing the teachings, he does not appreciate them, as long as he is not a gurmukh attached to this word of the shabd. So therefore, Sat Sangat Ji, ek gal hundi hai sunna, par duji gal hundi hai ki manana. Is by listening, then and only then Guru Sahib will then give us that blessing of listening and then also trying to make a change in our life. Duji gal is then, should our Gurdwara be an institution for us to learn? Of course they should. If we look at our Guru's ithas, in our Guru's times, every Gurdwara, Sat Sangat Ji, was where Gursikhs could come and learn. Even at Sachkhand Sri Harmandir Sahib now, if we see the Parkarma, which is around Darbar Sahib, those small little rooms, now in there's Akhand parts that happen there, or either they're empty. Back in the days of the Guru Sahib's times, there were actually classrooms where men, women, children and adults could actually come and learn about Sikhi. And if our Gurukar, if our Gurdwara are not going to be that classroom or that institution of learning our faith, then where else are we going to learn? Yeah, we can learn from home, but also the Gurukar is there in order to teach the Sangat. And also, when it comes to Gurbani Santya, we're very lucky that locally at this Gurdwara, I believe Santya classes, learning how to pronounce Gurbani, happen 2 to 3 times a week. And there's a poster downstairs on the notice board, and you can check that out and find more details on there to attend that class. The last thing, Sad Sangaji, that I'd like to explain is, and also I'd like to wish everyone a happy new year as well. Karke on Thursday, the 14th of March, that was actually the official day of the Sikh New Year. Sad Sangaji, we celebrate Sangrant, which means the beginning of a new month. But what we celebrated also was not only just the beginning of a new month, this was also a celebration of the new year. Sad Sangaji, if we look at all faiths, all backgrounds and cultures around the world, they take great pride in remembering and celebrating their days, including their New Year's. Chinese New Year. The Chinese, in their towns and cities, they decorate the place and they'll make sure that everyone knows that it's their New Year. But Sad Sangaji, how many apne Sikhs living in the United Kingdom know that on 14th of March on Thursday was actually our official New Year? We all remember and we all come to the Gurdwara when it's the 1st of January. Sorry, we come when it's 31st in order to, celebrate the New Year's. Theek not a problem. Whenever you come to the Gurdwara, it's a blessing. But Sad Sangaji, our official New Year is on the 14th. And the month is called Chet. We even have a Bani, a prayer which is known as parrhnae, which comes up Sad Sangaji twice. One is parrhnae, which means the 12 months. Mara Sache Pacha has given us guidance and blessings on which message to take in each month as well, in this Bani. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj wrote parrhnae in Tukhari Rag, and Panjme Pacha, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, wrote this parrhnae in Maj Rag. At the time of Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, Baba Buddha Ji stood up in the Sangat and they asked Maharaj Ji to do Katha of Tukhari Rag because the deeper meanings, it can be a very difficult rag to understand. And Baba Buddha Ji, as long as the Sangat asked Maharaj Ji, please can you do translations because we find it difficult to understand. And that's when then Panjme Pacha compiled parrhnae in Maj Rag. That's just the brief history behind it. Now the month of Chet, it begins with Chet Gobind Aradhya Hove Anand Kana, which basically means that in this month, always remember the true Guru. Reflect on the Guru's teachings and Maharaj's Hukams and commandments. So then we can build a stronger relationship with our Guru. And also, Sad Sangaji, if you look at the word Chet or Cheta, in the Punjabi language, Cheta means to remember. And to remember what? Remember Akal Purkh Vaheguru at all times. Chet should not only just be in the month of Chet, Chet should be Sad Sangaji every single day and minute that we live. We should always remember Akal Purkh Vaheguru, be in our man, be in our hirda, and also on our lips. And in here, Maharaj says ki Chet Govinda Aradhya Hove Anand Kana. What is Anand? Anand means bliss. But there's types of Anand, Sad Sangaji. One is Bhajan Anand. Bhajan Anand, Sad Sangaji, is something which is temporary. For example, we can be sitting in the darbar right now and we can be in Anand. We can be feeling blissful at the moment. But as soon as we leave this Gurdwara, that Anand will disappear and we'll go back to living our lives. And we'll be affected by the same problems like Kam, Krodh, Loh, Mohankar and the same similar distractions. But Maharaj also talks about another Anand which is called Kana Anand. Kana Anand, Sad Sangaji, is something which is always there constantly. That Sad Sangaji, that type of a bliss would never ever leave us. And Maharaj Sache Pacha is saying is, do ardas that Maharaj bless us with Kana Anand, that we always have that eternal bliss with us every second of our day and our life. That forever Guru Sahib Ji, we always remember you. So Sat Sangat Ji, half an hour doesn't do justice. It goes so quick. But we've made a attempt at explaining the 6th Hukam and also just to go over the meaning behind the Sikh New Year of Jid. Sat Sangat Ji, through this Katha, Das has made countless mistakes. I beg for your forgiveness. And next week, Guru Sahib Sache Paatshah Kirpa Karan, that we all attend next week as well. For the 7th Hukam that Das Mein Paatshah has blessed us with. This Katha happens every single week from 7 o'clock to 7:30. Hath jod ke benti that please bring one more person with you next week. We all know of a family or a friend, someone who is not inside the Gurdwara at the moment. Please, please, please bring them with you next week. Because Sat Sangat Ji, the greatest thing that we can do is bring someone closer to Sikhi and into the Gurdwara. The worst thing, Sat Sangat Ji, that we can do is push ourselves and push other peoples away from the Gurdwara as well. That's not what we want to do. So stage पर बोलते हो कि गलती हो गई माफ करना जी. आओ फतेह बुलाइए. वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह.